physician, a doctor, and a big brother for Alpha Sigma Phi. Let's help me welcome our newly elected president, Brad Mahir Kadim, for his opening speech.
Please be seated. Guests, delegates from the different chapters and associations of Alpha Sigma Phi in the Philippines, brothers and sisters who are here to witness this 21st Alpha Sigma Phi National Biennial Convention, serving as observers, brothers and sisters of the Palawan Federation of Alumni Associations, headed by my brother Augusto Maceda, brother Magallanes, Brother Wenceslao Magallanes, the immediate past national president, Brother Ray D. Reyes, another past national president, Brother Alex Paulino, former national vice president and national executive director, brothers and sisters, the mystic circle of Alpha Sigma Phi, good noon. I am so blessed today to speak before you, selected individuals of the mystic circle, representing your chapters and associations in today's 21st Biennial Convention of Alpha Sigma Phi. Ito po ay napaka-lungkot at napaka-masaya din. Although napakaraming problema. Pero sa totoo lang, dapat tayong magsaya dahil tayo ay nasa right track. Nasa tamang landas po tayo. Ito siguro yung tinatawag na matuwid na daan ni Pinoy. Sana hindi bako-bako.
Napangat pala sa akin.
Tayo po ay nasa tamang landas because we have observed what is lawful, what is illegal, and what is right. Now this is a challenge actually because the BOT are composed of our rich and famous members of Alpha Sigma Phi accordingly, and we are being underestimated as members of Alpha Sigma Phi who are not within their level in terms of financial or economic status. But I doubt if they can compare with you people in terms of loyalty to Alpha Sigma Phi. And you stand by the truth, you stand by what is legal. And this is truly what Alpha Sigma Phi should be. When I presided the San Mateo meeting, Brother Ray D. Reyes was there, Brother Alex Paulino was there, and some other brothers are here, were present they actually witnessed how our members of the BOT behaved and conducted themselves in trying to oust our sitting national president, no other than Brother Wenceslao Magallanes. I pleaded to them not to do it because it is unconstitutional. It is not proper for us to be removing our national president in such a manner. But they insisted. The first thing that I did was to ask for 2 hours, 2-hour time to wait for our national president to come. But unfortunately, another brother was holding him like a hostage. I don't know if that brother was part of the conspiracy or not. That I cannot confirm to you. But anyway, I give way to the request to preside the meeting because it is also my responsibility as vice president to take over the cudgel when the president is not around. And so we have conducted the meeting. It was started, I think, 11 o'clock already. And of course, the first motion was that the president should be ousted without the benefit of due process. And I resisted. I said it cannot be done because the Constitution asks for it, that anybody who is charged with something should go through the process, the due process of law. Because it is a constitutional right of every citizen of this country and every member of this association to go through due process of law when he is charged and before he will be judged. That due process should be given to him. And he should be given his right to speak, because you cannot prove him guilty unless he will be allowed to speak. And until now, my brothers and sisters, I have not seen a single piece of paper that is charging our brother Wenceslao Magallanes of any crime or any violation committed. And so, to my mind, what happened in San Mateo was really unfair and illegal, immoral, and unconstitutional. But the ruling majority always rule in a democratic system. And so, when the majority of the BOT decided to oust him by a vote of 5-4, I said, it's okay, go. And then immediately they said, we move for the dissolution of the declaration of vacancy to all positions, executive positions. And it was properly seconded, and so all positions were declared vacant. That's why the succession law did not prevail. It was a strategy, I presume. It was thought over for days or even months already, and things happened. I submitted myself to the will of the majority, because this is always the danger of democracy. When the majority will start to be autocratic and really force on this strength of majority, and their will, even if it is unlawful, it will always be successful. The first resolution that was passed immediately was actually then the resolution of the problem of recruitment in Zamboanga City. That I think most of you have read it on Facebook. Some members have been charged of recruiting alumni, and it was actually a miscommunication, but the president was being charged that he actually allowed it. In fact, I was present, he never did. What was allowed was the opening of a chapter at the Brent Hospital. It was actually by our consensus that chapter should be open. But some people came in and recruited some alumni individuals. There are mostly policemen and some other graduate of certain degrees. And so this became a problem. That was my first assignment as the new vice president to President then Brad Monteros. I did it. I saw it. Brother Tom pumunta there is one of the negotiators I had communicated to and worked with. I coordinated with all the brothers and sisters involved to solve the problem. And that's why we were able to address that problem. Now came the chance to look at the claims of the BOT. When I asked them, please give me reasons or grounds why we can or we should oust the president. The first was given by Brother Joel Jaramillo. Brother Joel Jaramillo stated that by virtue of the corporate law, the president or the chairman of the board can be removed anytime for loss of trust and confidence. I said, is it really true? Do we have a copy of the corporate law that we can examine? No, but believe me, brothers, I have studied law. And so, he is a brother speaking to a brother in a formal meeting. I have to believe him because he is my brother. Talaga brother, totoo yan. Yes. Okay. So, God. Any other reason? Another BOT came up with the idea. Said, actually, Brad Boye can't be removed without due process of law. How? He said, it is so stated in the Bill of Rights of the Philippine Constitution that no person shall be made liable for any criminal offense without due process of law. Brad Boyen is not being charged for a criminal offense, so there is no need for due process. Sabi natin ni Brad DK, nandiyan pala yan sa Constitution. Wala rin, tanggalan na yan, tanggalin na natin. Okay? Ano pa? No less than Brother Mon Monteros came up with the idea, Brad, for loss of trust and confidence, the president can be removed. This Alpha Sigma Phi situation now can be likened to the Senate. How? You have heard of the president, the Senate president being removed. Natanggal si Enrile, natanggal si Drilon, and nangyari yan. They call it rump election. May pangalan pa, rump election. And so with these three grounds, thinking that these are valid, I allowed it. And when I reached home, I looked at the Constitution. The Constitution says so. Bill of Rights, Section 17. No person shall be held accountable or liable for a criminal offense without due process of law. Tama? Tama. But it only magnifies the need for due process of law. Ay criminal offense na yan. kailangan mo pa i-go through ng due process of law. How much more for an administrative claim naka-violate siya ng house rule or say a section of the ASP Constitution. And there was not even a single paper charging him. So I said, talaga naman, no? So that was invalid. And I proceeded to the executive branch of the government, looking at the House of Senate. And my general provision, the Senate and the House of Congress, or the lower house, or the House of Representatives, rather, shall elect the President, and Speaker of the House. Wala na pong dagdag, hanggang doon lang. So anytime in my interpretation, you can really remove the President of the Senate because wala siyang term of office. Unlike our President, he is elected for a term of 2 years. A definite term of 2 years. And therefore, he really has to be given due process of law. And I again examine the corporate law. What was violated was the requirement of 2/3 vote immediately. And our voting ratio was 5-4. 9 lang po kami, out of 15, 9 lang, 5-4 ang ratio. Hindi yan, masyadong malayo sa 2/3. Second, the corporate law also requires the due process. Walang due process. So, mali na naman. I immediately made a message, text message to Mon Monteros, to Rick Martinez, to DK Abdi. Sinabi ko, dapat ayusin ito. Hindi tama ito. This is illegal. This is immoral. I was expecting, actually, Ramon Monteros to do it by himself, to voluntarily give up the position and make amends to what was done. Yung voluntary, so that we can talk it over again. Pero hanggang ngayon po, matigas pa sa bakal ang mga DOT. And this is the reason why we have the Davao BOP making up this justification that the Palawan people are not actually obeying the requirements or the protocol, not following the protocols on the holding of the convention. That this program should be coordinated with the National Council. I agree. But to transfer this convention to Davao is another thing. What is the reason behind? There is no valid reason. This convention was mandated by the General Assembly like this. The entirety of the membership of Alpha Sigma Phi in the Philippines decided that the next convention after Cebu should be in Palawan. How can 1, 2, 3, maybe 12 of them decide for the changing of the venue to convention? That was again illegal. Because we believe and we have seen in our review, in our speed review of the Constitution, that the General Assembly is indeed the highest policy making body. So we have to retain that. And so this division, it was actually created by too much thirst for power, too much what we call it, love for themselves, and too much arrogance on some of our brothers and sisters. They have forgotten, rather, that the binding force of Alpha Sigma Phi is actually brotherly love Where can you find brotherly love? Kicking your brothers, shaming your brothers and sisters. This is not brotherly love. There should always be this brotherly love governing our actions in whatever we do as Alphans. And so I have this dilemma now on what to do. Being the president, what should I do? Will I fight Tony Dompar, a good friend of mine who comes to Tawi-Tawi and talk with me, drink with me? Yul Kadante is also close to me. And DKFP, or another guy who's close to me. So this is really, this guy is really dipshit. I'll be fighting my friends. But anyway, they are our brothers and sisters. If they have misled us by these actions, we will not follow them. And I thank you, my brothers and sisters, for not having followed them. You came to the right convention. I thank you for giving me this opportunity to lead the organization. I am honored, including my family. I have two sons, rather two daughters, who are also members of Alpha Sigma Phi, and a son who is also an Alpha. So we are an Alpha family. 5 days before this convention, Brad Yul Kagate told my wife, "Sis, pakisabi kay Brad Nas, punta tayo sa Davao. Wala kayong isipin, punta lang tayo. Lahat bayad. Babayad kami lahat. Pupunta lang ako." And pakisabi kay Brad Nas, siya yung magiging presidente sa Davao. Punta lang siya sa Davao. Ganyan ako kamahal ni Brad Yul Kagante. But what is right is right. What is wrong can never be right. And what is right can never be wrong. And we always seek the truth. We always seek what is right. Now this is the reason why I'm here with you people. And I love you for that. Now that you have elected me as your new president, I would like to share with you what I had scribbled while I was sitting there as to my vision of what I should do in leading this organization. I capsulized my vision in three agenda. First, I say that we guard the gates of Alpha Sigma Phi. What do I mean by this? This I'm referring to the recruitment of new members. The quality of members that we recruit will spell out the quality of the organization that we enjoy. Pagpalpak ko yung recruitment natin, maraming palpak, katulad ng mga POT na nasa kabila. Hindi maintindihan kung ano yung values and principles of Alpha Sigma Phi. Hindi po nila naiintindihan yan. Not even the word brotherly love. Wala sila noon. Wala yatang puso. Kahit gaano pagpapalambot ng mga puso, hindi lumalambot. And so, I say, recruitment program, let me just read this because I just scribbled it. Recruitment program of the organization should be reviewed and harmonized for adoption and strict implementation by all chapters. I-harmonize na po natin. Hindi yung taga-Tawi-Tawi ganito, yung Zamboanga ganyan, ang Cotabato ay ganon, pare-pareho na po natin. Dapat wala nang bangayan, wala nang pataasan ng ihip. Kami ganito, tinalbo ko, sinakal ko, tinadyakan ko, wala na po gano'n. Dapat The quality of members that we accept would certainly reflect the quality and strength of our fraternity and sorority. The pledge education program that should be the guiding rules and regulations of our undergraduate chapters in the recruitment of quality members. The recruitment of quality members should be downloaded to all ASP undergraduate chapters. Hazing in any form shall be punishable by suspension or expulsion, so to instill discipline among our members participating in any recruitment activity. In this connection, a special program designed to advance our undergraduate members' leadership development via the Alpha Sigma Phi Leadership Academy, or ALA. This is designed to provide top caliber leaders who shall organize and establish viable, sustainable Greek letter chapters in all schools, colleges, and universities. Each chapter shall be provided with adequate educational scholarship assistance. The accomplishment of Oplan Gamma, I call it Oplan Gamma, shall become a network of well-organized Greek letter chapters as well as chapter-based alumni association. Ang gagawin po natin, dahan-dahanin po natin, lahat ng associations should be chapter-based na po para hindi magulo. Mayroon, kahit wala ng eskwelahan, nagre-recruit pa, hindi pwede yan. Kailangan ang lahat ng association should be able to help a chapter. Yung kung saan may chapter, yan, nandyan, may silbi ang association. In relation to Alpha Sigma Phi. 2, guard the lamp. What do I mean by it? We have a lamp in our coat of arms. Lamp stands for knowledge, light, right? There should be a continuing education program in all chapters and alumni associations to ensure that our members are well informed of our laws, rules and regulations, policies, and codes of ethics. There should be a uniform understanding of what Alpha Sigma Phi is all about throughout the general membership. In so doing, misunderstanding arising from difference in opinions and views about Alpha Sigma Phi could be avoided or lessened. There should be a common knowledge of the true principles and values of the Alpha Sigma Phi so that all Alpha Sigs would share the true Alpha 6 personality of the better man. Di po ba? Yung natin, ang purpose natin is to better the man. Can we ask ourselves and truly answer it, better man na po ba tayo? Because that is the purpose of Alpha Sigma Phi. If you have inculcated these principles, this value, or this purpose to your recruits, and they have understood the general principles and values of Alpha Sigma Phi, truly, you have transformed him into a better person. Now, the better man, after having gone through the rigor of initiation processes and the solemnity of the ritual of acceptance into the mystic circle. Marami po sa atin na-recruit hanggang sa final, ayun na, the alpha na. Wala pong ritual. Meron, hindi po nakatapos ng ritual. Sama-sama lang ganyan. Brad na, sis na. Huwag naman po yung ganon. Any chapter or anybody, any member of Alpha Sigma Phi who allows it, who condones it, is guilty of contributing to the mediocrity of members of Alpha Sigma Phi. Kailangan po itaas natin ng lantas ng pagkaalpalo ng bawat isa sa pamamagitan ng magandang recruitment program. Huwag natin payagan na kung sino-sino lang ang babastos sa initiation program. Kaya it is our responsibility. All of us as members are actually responsible in making or assuring that our recruitment program will go through properly and will produce the best alphas that we can ever produce. The quality of members that we have do reflect the very quality of the organization that Alpha Sigma Phi, Philippines International Collegiate Service Organization. Now 3, I say we should have the stability through transparency and good governance. To me, discipline should be the cornerstone of transparency and good governance. Pag wala po tayong discipline, diyan sumisemplang ang lahat. Kailangan magmula sa atin, tayo mismo ang magkocontrol ng ating mga sarili. We should limit ourselves, know the bounds and limits of our responsibilities. The powers and authorities that are given to us should be understood properly so that maganda yung pag-perform mo ng responsibilities mo. Hindi ka nananapaw, hindi ka nagkukulang. And that would translate to good governance if you have that discipline. In this regard, all chapters and alumni associations shall be tasked strictly to observe our Constitution and bylaws at all times, including the laws of the land in the conduct of its affairs. Brotherly love should be the guiding light of the officers in dealing with each other and the general membership. But there should be firmity or firmness in the imposition of discipline and proper conduct. Hindi po pwede dahil brad, sis, i-allow na po natin kahit mali. Hindi po pwede yan. Dahil pag gano'n ang interpretation natin ng brotherly love, we should understand the DOP. Huwag na natin pansinin because they're our brothers and sisters. What are we going to do with our brothers and sisters? What kind of organization are we planning to have with that behavior? Wala po, sabog tayo. Pag walang disiplina, walang naniniwala sa Constitution and bylaws, what is the use of the Constitution and bylaws? It is better to burn it than to have it disrespected all the time. Huwag na natin dyan kasi hindi naman natin ginagamit.